Rahul Jain, what is your advice to our viewers? Should they subscribe to the Swiggy IPO?
Uh, I mean, it would be very difficult for us to call at this point because there is very limited understanding in terms of what this company is actually going to do to change the matrix versus what the largest company is doing. At this point, it is clear that they are behind the curve in terms of improving the profitability of the business, which is an important element for valuation. And competition in this space is actually heating up. So there's not much talk about, not much debate on that element. And thus, in that absence, it becomes a difficult call to make. But if we go by whatever limited information we have, limited roadmap we heard from them in their IPO interaction and the interview, I think for us, it looks like a fairly priced IPO. Don't see much downside from here, but don't see anything great actionable upside here as well.
Swiggy do what Zomato did, which is that the numbers were not great, but they started turning it around, and when it turned, it became a force to reckon with. Could Swiggy do what Zomato did?
Yeah, I think the real question, as I said, is the timing of it. They've been doing well, and they should, on the food delivery side, should shape up on the positive direction as we are seeing in case of Zomato as well. I think the question remains a concern both even for Zomato for that matter, that how the profitability metrics should behave in the quick commerce business, because that's where there is a mega expansion plan into play, and there is a lot of competition also that is hitting up. So that remains a concern and could be a key driving factor for the valuation in both the companies, Zomato as well as Swiggy.
He's winning everywhere. Okay.
Right, but having said that, given that a lot of the analysts seem to be giving a subscribe tag to the public issue, they're talking about strategic expansion, innovation, and how Swiggy is pretty well positioned to sustain their growth. Would you have the same advice?
So at this point, we have not given any formal rating as such. Purely from a relative valuation perspective, they have priced it well. So that gives an opportunity for anybody who is confident on a very long term play in this both the businesses. I think it's a good option for somebody to pare down exposure in Zomato and have little bit exposure in this particular name. So that way, I would say valuation has been good looking at what Zomato is trading at versus what Swiggy is getting offered. But as I said, we have not released any formal view on it, so I won't say subscribe, not subscribe, but it's on a relative basis, it is definitely priced better versus Zomato.
Okay, fair enough. What do you believe are the challenges then in store when it comes to Swiggy? Do you think that beefing up their quick commerce for a lot of the players within this space, it's not just isolated to Swiggy, would be something that they need to focus on? Do you see that becoming a bigger pie than even e-commerce in general?
I think some of those potential in the near past has been demonstrated very well, and everybody in this space is positively surprised by the way it has picked up. Um, I think there's no question that the QC space is going to do well for next couple of years. How well it will do in some of the smaller cities, those are the experiment yet not understood pretty well. But bigger cities, I think it's the need of the hour. So QC becoming better than food delivery is kind of an obvious thing. Um, I think how Swiggy being a different from Zomato is basically having a common fleet, and there's a certain leverage from the same consumer base and stuff like that. Is that going to change the play or unit economics favorable? Is something that Swiggy needs to demonstrate in the coming period. And that would be the differentiating angle that they can probably bring into the space.
Okay, on that note, we let you go. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.